Now that night, May's doing her college-level calculus just for fun, and she starts feeling a little strange. She kind of sort of suddenly starts thinking about Devin. I do think it's kind of funny how girls complain about, like, why do you guys think we just sit around talking about our periods all the time? Like, that's so stupid. But then, like, this movie comes out and they're like, oh, wow, finally, a movie about periods. I'm gonna watch it 5 times in a row.
The next red moon will be the 25th.
That's a whole month away.
Wait, so she just has to metaphorically be on her period for like a month straight? Can you imagine? There's not enough chocolate in the world.
Something about you guys, like, neutralizes the panda.
See, look, there you go, ladies. Friendship cures periods. Why didn't anyone think of that before? Which, like, again, if you keep following along with the period metaphor, like, this movie is absolutely wild. OMG, May, you got your period? That is so cute. Can I see it? Or like this dude later on who's like, hey, I'll pay you $200 if you come to my birthday party and show off your period. Like this allegory only works for so long, you know what I mean?
Tomorrow, we are walking into that concert, girls, and coming out women.
So man.
Yeah, it's happening, Robert Jr. You're finally gonna meet your daddy.
And your hot uncles.
I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see or hear any of that. Quick aside here, but like this whole movie's about the Asian immigrant experience of like having these like strict parents and having these crazy expectations or whatever. But May has this other friend who is also an Asian Canadian kid who apparently does not have any of these problems. And they all come together to put on the ritual and seal up May's panda and finally get her off her period. Which really seems way more complicated than how most girls have to deal with their periods, because usually it's just like, nice, I think it's done. Oh boy, I sure can't wait to, oh, never mind. I still got like 2 days left. Or you're like sitting in class, and it's like,
How could she do this to her own mother?
oh, the seal is broken, the panda's coming out again. Menopause is over, mom's back in the game. And then the whole family has to use their panda powers to come together and do the ritual to seal up mom's panda, because as you may have noticed, her panda is rather large. Quite the heavy flow on that one. Now, if there's one thing that teachers love more than leaning over the desk of the person next to you like this for some reason, well, why haven't you been dedicating all your free time specifically to helping my son and ignoring all the other kids? And yes, I do drink out of a glass that says live, laugh, love while wearing a shirt that says proud dog mother and wine lover, in case you couldn't tell. Also, quick aside here, but Raven's fake mom sure is dragging that wagon, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, ghouls,
Yeah, Mr. Cameraman, what you filming over there, buddy? Monster High Gen 1, like, all the girls had these, like, insane horse legs with, like, fishnets and the tiniest miniskirts you've ever seen. Like, what even is this? For a franchise aimed at 10-year-old girls, these characters are, like, just the entire cast of Euphoria. People always used to criticize Barbie for having unrealistic body proportions, but, like, come on. I mean, everyone just looks like if Gumby was even sexier than he already is, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the way they walk, it's like you can tell this is where most of the animation budget went, okay? Anyways, let me flash over to Deuce and Cleo talking about the whole Halloween thing. Also, shout out to all these girls going to school in 9-inch stripper heels. Like, what the heck kind of kids franchise is this? I mean, girls only dress like this maybe, the first 3 days of school, right? Before they realize there's nobody there worth impressing, and then it's just sweatpants and crop tops for the next 8 months. Well, so our main characters rush outside to see, wait, Mr. Cameraman, how many times are you gonna show this girl's feet in this movie? Yeah, so slight spoilers here, but there are so many close-ups of these girls' feet and legs. Like, did Dan Schneider make this movie? This whole franchise must have been like a real spring awakening for a lot of young girls, especially since every male character is just the most annoying person you've ever met. Just little 12-year-old Sally sitting there watching all the movies like, so these are my dating options for like the rest of my life? And Frankie over here wants things to go back to how they used to be. Rejecting modernity and embracing tradition.
you asked for it.
Whoa.
What the heck was that about?
Claire, and this kind of stuff isn't really my thing.
Wait. This is her not dressed up? Ah, yes, doing the old try really hard to not be a try-hard routine. And besides, like, this girl came to a party wearing jorts on purpose? And Cleo, if you can believe this. Okay, anyway, so his true identity gets found out, and he's arrested once again by the cop.
We don't want Holt to get the trick or treatment. You can do whatever you want to us.
The same drama.
The same insecurities.
The same fantasy about being kidnapped, and then we both fall in love with each other, and then he has to pretend to kill me so I can run away from my rich, overbearing father. But then there's a bounty hunter who's also looking for me, and of course he's super hot too. And his mission is to rescue me, but he can't bring himself to kill the kidnapper guy because he's also in love with me, and he knows it would hurt my feelings if he did that. And oh golly gee, which one do I choose? Just me, huh? Really? Well, what's your fantasy? Some guy named Connor who actually owns a bed frame? The animation is really strange sometimes, except of course the sexy model catwalk that every girl does just going down the hallway. But the real problem here is not the toy itself, but how he takes over Woody's place on the bed, the most sacred of sacred spots. In a few short years, they're both going to be replaced by soggy playboys that Andy and his friends find in like a ravine behind the school, you know? But for now, it's Woody's place.
Oh, wow, you flew magnificently.
I found my moving buddy.
Yeah, whatever, Bo Peep. I don't even need you anyway. I'm gonna go find a better toy fresh out of college who doesn't even care that I don't have a job. I think it's cool that I drink 7 Monster Energies a day. Pizza Planets, where boys become men and men become put on a list. However, on the way, Andy's mom stops at a gas station. Or like, as a former 12-year-old boy myself, like Woody and Buzz are gonna start witnessing a whole lot of who knows what pretty soon. I mean, oh, I just realized it's a red rocket. You know what, Pixar? I approve. And The Lion King too, which gave a lot of girls their spring awakening.
What are you doing?
Kofu?
Oh, and make sure everyone attends Mr. Spell's seminar on what to do if you or part of you is swallowed.
Well, that just sounds like a heck of a birthday right there.
What is up?
The all-new Girls Gone Wild Doggy Style, hosted by Sneak.
Come on, 5 minutes and we're leaving.
5 minutes.
Girls Gone Wild travels year-round, coast to coast, meeting thousands of hot co-eds to find the cutest...
Yeah, you know, I used to have the same kind of anxiety dreams about, like, what would happen if I showed girls the real me, but then now I'm in my 30s and, like, I just can't be bothered to care anymore, you know? Right, so here's where the magic happens. Uh-huh. Oh, good lord. But so, while Andy's doing all that, his mom is having a yard sale. So while I was away, Woody ends up meeting a few other toys he's been collecting, like Bullseye the horse and Stinky Pete, and of course, Jessie the cowgirl, who is a lot.
Ha! It is you!
Please stop.
Okay, that's enough, thank you.
Everyone knows your name, Woody.
Okay, first of all, please back up. You're absolutely terrifying. Now, Woody doesn't want to go to Japan, which, like, my dude, you are missing out, okay? I mean, you go to Akihabara, you head up to Ami, go up to the 7th floor, it'll change your life. And Jessie's having some feelings about Woody's feelings. She's an empath, you wouldn't get it. We then find out about Jessie's backstory with one of the best, like, Disney-adjacent songs maybe ever. The song is about how, you know, she was loved for years and years all through the 50s and 60s. But yeah, so this is why Jessie has attachment and abandonment issues, because she was quite literally abandoned on the side of the road. Kind of like how I felt when I wrote that 7-paragraph love note to Jessica in my Algebra 2 class. You are the light in the prism of my teardrop. My heart is a child crying at the bus stop. And so forth. And then all she did was write me a note back that just said, no, ew. I guess that time we accidentally made eye contact in the hallway 2 weeks ago meant nothing to you. He changes his entire outlook on life because he meets one manic pixie dream girl. It's okay, Woody. We've all been there before. And then just a little ways down the shelf, you had the girl books that were like The Secret Diary of a 5th Grade Mermaid Princess, Book 3, Chuck Taylor's and Cherry Chapstick, which is so funny because like just a couple years later, every girl would discover Habbo Hotel and AO3 and the consequences would never be the same.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, okay guys, Andy's like, what, 18? I would not trust that sock, I'll tell you that right now. Oh no, Andy, I guess it's too late for me to head back. I'll have to stay the night. Hold on 1 second, Samantha. I like when Woody watches. But now they think that Andy was just gonna throw them away. Thanks for the good times or whatever, bye I guess. I'm keeping all your sweatshirts, by the way, that I stole from you one by telling you, I just love the way they smell. And then he just gave them all to me, no questions asked. Anyway, like they break out of the attic and they find the world to be a desolate nothing. It's the year 3040. Society has crumbled. All the water in the world is being controlled by a single Hitachi wand.
Secret ingredient, jelly beans.
You know, Bonnie's still maybe at that age when, like, you play with toys like this, but, like, just a couple years down the road, you know she's gonna start coming up with the craziest fanfic. Like, this little girl right here in the butterfly room playing with Barbie and Ken, like, you know she's over there in the corner, like, okay, so Barbie's pregnant with her second kid with Ken, but Ken is starting to think that the first kid might not even be his because he kind of looks like Barbie's cousin. But actually, he's not Barbie's cousin. That was just a clever, elaborate story that she made up. This is my cousin. Oh, okay. Now, Ken's feeling a little sus because the baby has dark hair and Ken has light hair, and so there's no way that could be his. So he breaks up with Barbie and moves to Panama so he doesn't have to pay for child support. But then Ken finds out that his grandpa had dark hair, so maybe it was actually his kid the whole time. But then actually Ken finds out that he was adopted, and his grandpa is actually Barbie's fake cousin's grandpa, and that fake cousin is actually Ken's twin. But they were switched at birth by Ken himself when he came back from the future.
You can't make me talk. You can't. But I'd like to see you try.
Yeah, you and me both, pal. But so now they're all stuck inside the incinerator. Sorry. No, actually, he writes down Bonnie's address because he knows Andy's gonna go off to college and he's not gonna play with his toys much anymore. And this movie, along with Peter Pan, was really one of those spring awakening canon events in my earlier life, you know, because like my 8-year-old brain figured out real quick that I definitely had a thing for attractive girls.
She's not gonna be safe with the prince, and she's not gonna be dreaming about true love.
I guess I really didn't expect Disney's whole creative direction to be based solely on the girl from the Emoji Movie. I think it's kind of weird how, like, instead of taking the simple girl falls in love with dude trope and, like, try to make a nuanced approach to this very common human emotion, they just kind of act like no real girl would ever just have a crush on a handsome prince. That's just ridiculous. I mean, come on, look at the way this dude's just sitting there on that boat, okay? What are you gonna do, not fall in love with him? You know, slight tangent here, but when I was a kid, I had a real big crush on Ariel. But now that I'm much older and slightly more mature, I gotta say, Ursula's kind of got a whole lot of something going on here, you know? So I'm guessing they thought that maybe having her try to kiss him would be like creepy or something. So way back in 2010, the world was introduced to two individuals who would go on to lead very wholesome, non-controversial lives, Zendaya and Bella Thorne. Oh yeah, is that the school bell or just the sound of you desperately trying to stay relevant? Cause like, what if someone's better than her? I mean, hey, if you're not the best at something, why even bother? You know what I mean?
Just you. Your moves. And 10,000 kilowatts of hot white light highlighting your every flaw.
Oh, so it's kind of like being a girl on the internet when they post a selfie and then they're like, today's gonna be a good day. And then there's always that one dude with like sunglasses in his profile picture who just has to chime in like, I wouldn't even date you if you asked me because you got weird eyebrows, all right? So like, don't even bother. But also, please show Bob. And helped launch the careers of Bella Thorne and Zendaya, for better or worse. But I guess that's just kind of how it goes for Disney Channel people, you know? You never quite know how they're gonna turn out in the end.